Hi, good morning, Wave Country. Welcome to Storm Talk, but really, this is just going to be Rain Talk today. Who was first today? Carrie, I bet. Let me check. Carrie, you were first there on YouTube. Albert was right in behind you there. Good morning, everyone else joining me on this gloomy still setup on this Tuesday, right? Yeah, but it's going to get worse tomorrow. Yeah, we're back to the not just gloomy, but a steady rain all day. We're back to that idea for your Wednesday, but there's some promising news in the days ahead. We'll get to some of that, as well as what everyone looks forward to is the snow matrix as well. See all your comments this morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Albert. Good morning. Jamaica looks very scary, Terry. Yeah, Tim. Yeah, we're going to be covering Jamaica here in just a second. Show you some of the wind speeds we're getting, and I got a couple of live feeds that are coming in as well. Jamaica me crazy. Yeah, we've heard that line many times the past few days. Everyone's all focused on the hurricanes, and I had a feeling that was going to be the case more than, because nothing's really going on here. We don't have snow coming our way, no big systems in the United States, but you get down into the Caribbean, that's where everybody really wants to know what in the heck is going on. So let's take you there, get you the stats on Melissa. Cat 5 wind at 180, although they've been fluctuating around at times on moving that up, but because the pressure level is so low, it's getting down to 896. So it's below the 900 millibar level, which is remarkable to see that. You can see it already bearing down right there on the northeast side of your screen. That is Jamaica right here, and the eye is crossing. It should be getting an actual landfall declaration here soon. I'm going to keep that popped up from the Hurricane Center and see if that does come through. But they may issue that if they haven't already. It's going to be close. It's going to be real close here. While we're on, we may get a landfall declaration there. I'll look and see if it comes through to get a new update on the position of it coming in here shortly. Either way, landfall or not, this is just devastating news. Still to stay at 5, powerful 5. All the way through as it crosses over into Cuba, entering Cuba more as a 4, a high-end 4, and then down to still major hurricane status when it reemerges and continues this track over into the Turks and Caicos and Eastern Bahamas and eventually toward Bermuda. All right, let me take you to the long-term path. There it is, toward Bermuda is Category 1. Let me show you. This is a close-up view right now of Jamaica. Look at that eye. I mean, you can almost look carefully. You can almost see the ripples of the waves and the edges of it, but calm right in the middle. Yes, birds are likely still trapped in it. We talked about this yesterday. That is very common to still have birds trapped in these situations whenever you get hurricanes that develop rapidly and rapid intensification. They just have nowhere to go. And so that leads to big problems. Now, we only have limited amount of wind data coming in. Kingston coming in at 59 miles per hour. Forgot the name of the community on the northwest side, coming in at about 56, but again, they're on the other side of the land area. Let me show you some of the camera feeds that I'm seeing right now. And these, again, are live feeds we're looking at right now into that area. Let's see where we got them at. Hold on, let me go back to the other. Bear with me here. There we go. This, I believe, let's see if I can read some of this, where it is located at, the ports there into Jamaica. You may have already seen these online, but this is kind of a connecting point of multiple angles of Jamaica right now. Certainly the one at the top right looks the most alarming there, right? With not only just heavier rain, but the flooding that's coming down the mountain, this areas, the higher peaks, just surging downhill. You can already see some of the devastation at the bottom. Infrastructure here is, it's a typical tropical infrastructure, built for, hot weather more than anything. But they, over the years, have been trying to build more and more and trying to stay sturdy against hurricanes. But the problem is that you don't always get a huge major event like this. I think Gilbert was the last one that came through here. They had a very similar appearance, but Gilbert was 1988. I was in 6th grade when we were discussing Gilbert at that time. So it's been a while. Looking at some of your questions here. Cat 5s cannot be taken lightly. That is very sure. this is one that is for the books. It's already in the books. I mean, it's already like in the top 5. There's a little bit of debate on where its ranking will be now at 896 millibars and 180 miles per hour on where it stands. I've seen number 4 spot. Number 5 spot is the all-time for hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin. Well, that's fair. Excuse me. There's going to be some debate. I think the Labor Day hurricane sometimes gets missed, and that is included in the list. See if I can get any more data on this that is coming in, because the hurricane hunters are in the field last I checked. So I'll let you know if there's any new data from them as they are flying through. But no doubt, this is devastating, guys. It's awful. And I'm hoping the fact that we don't see a lot of people here, that a lot of them have left and have already gotten to the place of safety and shelter, because we know that this has been talked about. I know at least here on this blog, we've talked about this for a week, right? So let me kind of do a little bit of a, see if I can do a split blocks here for you guys. It may be, we'll put it into maybe an alert day look. Hold on one second. Bear with me. Sorry. On the fly here as always. Let's see. I think I had that on router. Let's see. 7. Okay. All right. Hang tight with me. Hang tight with me. All right. And I'll put in our system here. Okay, there we go. It's showing alert day, but again, we do not have an alert day for us, but I just wanted to show you and get rid of the lab bug off my face. You guys know it's live. But I've got the camera feeds up in that whole area. We'll be watching this. I'll keep that up in the bottom left, showing some of the flooding in that area. And again, this is a live look at the animation of the eye of Melissa right now. Again, getting closer and closer. It's going to hit the southwest side. It's pretty obvious. It's got to be right. The center has to be on land, so not just the touching it. It's got to be the center has to be on land. So based on this is a 2-hour loop, and it is getting faster. So I would say before we get to the second part, maybe of the midday show, it should get a declaration of a landfall of a Cat 5, and we'll have some more measured speeds. The gauges, as long as they're right, there could be some power outages here on some of these gauges. Typically, when that happens, they go out completely, but they're still on. So I'm waiting to see at the top of the hour. That's typically when a METAR type setup for temperature sensors, that's when those will update. And we'll have a better handle on that. All right. So I just want to let you know I'm monitoring the screen as well. Let me bring you back full. Yeah, there's some folks riding around their bikes. They're into Jamaica as well. Let's see. And I have Wavy on too. So if anything comes in from Wavy, any type of landfall declaration from the Hurricane Center actually will pop in on Wavy at the bottom of the screen. So I haven't seen it yet. What are questions you got? Yeah, to answer your question, yes, Brain. Wavy is set from any notification from Hurricane Center. So if there is a landfall declaration, it's going to hit automatically. Sometimes it beats hitting a lot of social media pages. I mean, it's fast when it comes out. That is quite the donut look. You're right. I mean, all the cold tops all around it, surrounding it at 360. That is just a classic Cat 5 look to it. And I know we haven't heard a lot from it. Notice there hasn't been a ton of reporters that are there because it is too dangerous for even reporting crews to even be there because the loss of life potential is very high in this situation. And you got to also keep in mind that even the hurricane hunters have been trying their best to get in there and to try to get toward the eye again, but they had a rough time yesterday. I don't think they're going to try it again today. If they do, they're going to have to work as a group and try to take on certain sections at a time instead of just one plane handling it. I think that may be the case. I will try to look at the recon here in a second to see. The eyewall images are crazy, though. I'm sure you guys have seen that. All the eyewall videos showing now the latest drop zone that came in. Let's see, that is coming in out at 892 millibars. If it's 892, that is going to put it up there Gilbert was, up there at 888. That was the strongest there was Gilbert at 888 for the Atlantic Basin. So 892 is going to get it a little bit closer to that setup. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, another report of 892 millibars. So they should do an update. I'm hoping they do it at 10 o'clock to announce where this is at. There's a lot of stuff on social media, so please be careful. There's a lot out there when sharing. It gets to be overwhelming, but we're waiting for the official word from the Hurricane Center is what we need, because they're the ones that make all these declarations for us, right? I'll keep this feed up if you guys like looking at it, and I'll come back around to our weather here in a second, but I really want to wait until we get to the top of the hour and see if we get an update from the Hurricane Center. And if we do, let's see what's going on. How long can the birds survive? They can survive a long time. Most cases, they can. They can hold on for days sometimes. I've seen it happen. And sometimes they do pass away, unfortunately. But many species of birds in the tropical environment tend to have a long flight idea because of migrational patterns they have. So they can handle it. I'm sure they're just as confused though as we are. Can you imagine it? Once it starts to weaken, they will have a chance to then get away from the wall. The stadium effect is what's blocking them in. They just don't know which way to go. And it's awful to think of, but when you deal with a rapid intensification hurricane, that's the most common thing we'll have will be any type, usually it's birds, and we can pick them up on radar too. I don't have that function on the system, but you can pick it up. Praise for Jamaica. Thank you, Judy. Anyone from Jamaica or anyone have family there or anyone that you have talked to, better yet, anyone that would talk to us, in Jamaica that is in that area that can give us a little more ground truth when it's safe to do so, obviously, not right now in the middle of all this mess. I'm sure it's chaos, but at some point when this is all over, it'd be interesting to hear someone's accounts that was there in Jamaica, being a resident especially, of what the buildup was, what was the response. Did they feel like, they were getting good info to evacuate? That's the kind of stuff that I think is important. We need to know where there are mistakes at in the process of getting. Kelly does. Kelly, hold on one second. Kelly, you have someone that's in Jamaica? Yeah, true, Kelly. The hurricane hunters did try to fly into the eye after a second pass, and they had to turn around and cancel the flight, end the flight mission, which is rare for that to happen. But they try to do it. I see, Kelly. Your uncle has a house an hour from Kingston, where his wife lives. I'm not sure if he's over there or not. Okay. Family and son were able to leave. Okay, Kelly, if you wanted to message me, you wanted to, on my Facebook account, my TV Facebook account. All right, there it is. There's the summary coming in from Wavy. Just popped in, so let me check it out. And let's read it here as it's coming in slowly. See, again, Wavy's faster than the alert we get from the Hurricane Center back. There's position. It's scrolling on the screen right now. Can you guys see that on social? On social only. On the streaming, you can't. Sorry about that. But on social media, you can see where it says at 10 a.m. Senator Melissa is 17.7 miles, if I'm reading that right. It's 17.7 negative coordinates. Sorry, negative 7.78.1. Pressure 892. So there it is. So the winds now are 185. So they've been increased now to 185. Pressure 892. You heard that from Wavy as it just popped in. Pretty wild. There's another alert. Okay. There's another alert coming in. This is probably the summary portion of all. Read the bottom of the screen. Again, you're reading this at the same time I am. So let's read through it. Just obviously warn everybody, this is it. This is happening. We're now into the thrill or the mix of it all, if you will, as it is rolling in right now into Jamaica itself. Landfall is imminent. All right, those are coordinates. 17.7, negative 78, sort of longitude. coordinates if you're tracking that. Moving northeast at 7. It did speed up a little bit yesterday, but this morning I saw it at 5. So 7, yeah, it's a little bit faster on its journey, heading to the northeast, heading toward the Black River area. Again, that's just a summary again. Pressure now, again, 892. It's breaking here, 892. Winds of 185 at the moment. I did not see the METARs, by the way, update. I think they stayed the same. So it's fair to say the power may be out in Jamaica, and I'm not going to get a lot of wind data from there on any official gauges in that area. We've been watching Ryan Hall as well. Tell Ryan I said hello. It's like, who is that? I'm sure he has some camera feeds too. We're covering this as well as we're going to cover the outlook for our area with some problems we'll run into tomorrow. Nothing like this for sure, but I just want to at least bring you up to date on where we stand with Wavy, with Melissa right now moving in with those rain bands moving on shore. These images are going to be wild here as the eye moves over, no doubt. There's going to be areas the sun is going to come out. Black River is one of them. The sun's going to come out. It's going to be completely still and calm. Hopefully the birds may hopefully find somewhere to land, get to the ground, find a tree, or just take a break. I don't know. Find something to do. They got a very limited amount of time to make a decision. So I'm hoping that somebody waves the birds that's able to help them out. I don't think there's anybody on the ground, though. But anyway, it's going to move right over. It's going to be west of Kingston. And Kingston's on the backside. A bad side of this because Kingston's going to be constantly battered by the east-northeast flow, which is some of the strongest of the winds are located through here. But it's bad everywhere. But no doubt it's going to absolutely devastate Jamaica. And by the time this is said and done, this is going to take not months, but years to recover from. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of support needed for them as just about everything they've worked on for years and decades is about to be wiped out. It's awful to see the data on it, but you don't see what's happening on the emotional side at the ground level. And you can only imagine what these people are feeling right now. Some they've stayed, they're scared, they're in rooms right now hearing the sounds of the system rolling through and flooding everywhere. It's horrific. So we'll keep you updated on this, guys, as we evolve through the next 24 hours especially. It's not the only place that's going to be monitoring, Melissa. Cuba will be next. We do have gauges up already for Cuba, not as many. In fact, only one that's working right now, 44 miles per hour in the eastern tip there of Cuba. So we're going to be watching that. That'll be the next journey of Melissa as we do later on tonight and into Wednesday. All right, let's get back here to home and update you guys on our setup. We have a cloudy setup right now. Obviously, some drizzle still being found at times. Our cameras are not quite working there, but that's all right. They're having a day. There they go. Now they're trying to kick in. All right. Let's run into current temperatures. 53 degrees outside here in Louisville. You haven't moved a whole lot and not going to move a whole lot today in general. Clouds are fairly locked in the area. You can see that on the visible satellite, so that's not a shocker. You can already see the clouds here that are north-south that are drifting a little. Well, hold on. The clouds are the north-south, but they're drifting east. That is the next system already beginning to reach us. So the clouds that are over us now are a separate idea from what we are facing for areas back to the west. All right, so showers kind of converging at times, very light stuff. These are sprinkles, light showers, yada, yada, yada. You're used to this. We became pros as of yesterday, right? A wider view shows the system rolling in. Now, here's what's interesting about this is the front that is in the area, and you can see a little push behind it. This is going to be where the low forms. This is digging about 150 miles more south than what it looked like yesterday. So what does that mean for us? Well, as it moves in, it's going to dig and do the loop-de-loop, if you will, and really become a low pressure, but it's going to do that a little bit more south of Memphis, southeast of Memphis instead of near Paducah, a little further south. Still, with that type of circulation, it can still throw in the heavier rain bands right into all of Kentucky and along the Ohio River. But if you're a little more toward our Indy counties, say of Jackson, Jennings, into Lawrence, you may be on the very northern fringe now. So you may not get as much rain at all out of this, still some light rain, but your decent rain is still going to be limited for a Kentucky and a Tennessee show, this system. As it moves up the spine here, the Appalachians, it will begin to curl up, and some of the rain will wrap in behind that. We'll show you that with Futurecast here right now. So here we go. This afternoon, spotty areas of showers and drizzles. Start to see the signs of what's coming our way. Here comes the low just now pushing in the rain, and then starts to do its spin. It starts to lean backwards where it's pulling in that water just south of the graphic. You can't see it, but the flow is coming strongly here from the east and southeast into our area, and then more of a north wind right into Missouri, feeding into the low pressure developing, again, just south of Memphis. As that low gets to its widest point in strength, looks like that'll be during the afternoon tomorrow, of course. So the center of the low will be located here in Tennessee. All the wind will be blowing in from the east right into our area. A little bit of a southeast wind in southern Kentucky, but an east wind, and then more of a northeast wind for Indiana. So all that kind of just throwing in. It's a chilly wind, too. These numbers are not going to move much. We're going to stay in the 40s tomorrow, and the wind is going to get stronger in the afternoon. I think we're looking at wind chills in the 30s, especially for the end portion of the rain as into later on for this afternoon. Hello, Ryan. Third largest in the Atlantic. Ties for number 2 at 195. All right, thank you, Ryan. I know there's been a lot of reports. I've seen Rita and Wilma and all that listed there, and I know that the Keen is Gilbert at 888 on there. So thank you, Ryan, for appreciate that. Ron Hoke chiming in where we are with the stats. So that's up there. It's incredible stuff. Again, as we talked about, you're witnessing history right now take place down into Jamaica. All right, back here at home, our rain bands continue to move through. Again, most of this is going to be filling in as throughout the day on Wednesday. Wednesday's a washout. It's a washout. Flat out washout. It's not going to be a day to really get around easy. So if you don't have any errands you need to run, don't fool with it. I know some of you got to go to work, but if you don't have any errands you need to do, just stay at home. It's just going to be messy on the roads. You know there's going to be car crashes and issues with hydroplaning because a lot of the drains are going to be clogged up from leaves. So especially in the city of Louisville, while this is not a flooding event, we can have flash flooding in the city in pockets, if you will. Not a widespread issue, but there will be areas along the Waterston, along the Snyder, along portions of 65 in downtown at Eastern Parkway, along the Outer Loop in Fern Valley. Those areas will pull up water, and if you're not paying attention, you can lose control. So just take it easy throughout the day, especially for the afternoon commute on Wednesday. That will continue to wrap up, and this is where the wind gets strong. This will be later into the nighttime hours, late day, Wednesday into Thursday morning. This is where gusts of 30, 35 miles per hour will be felt with that chilly wind. So no doubt you will notice the wind chimes going a little wild there. But this is the back edge of the rain, and still this has been on track as it curls up and heads out to give us a nice gap just in time for Halloween. Thank goodness, because you see the clouds behind the banner up here. That's the leading edge of a clipper that will dive down with some spotty showers. And there'll also be a little piece right here in Arkansas you can't see that will zoom east, mainly for Bowling Green. But anyway, that will be more so of a Saturday and Sunday issue. Some light showers possible. We'll work on the temperature forecast. Those numbers could come down. But Halloween, right now, we're thinking in the 50s, and it does look dry. Yay. At least something's worked out this week. Always a plus there. This is November, too, by the way. We're looking at as we get into the weekend here. All right, you see the clippers diving down. It looks like we're going to get like a ton of snow. Now, you got to keep in mind, the rain-snow line you see there, the wiggly line, is a rain-snow line aloft. It applies more so in the core of winter than it does on the edges of winter and also into spring because it's not a definitive line. There's other factors that go into that, but it gives you an idea for right now of where the cooler air, if not colder air, is located versus the warmer air. That's the main factor. Once we get into a colder part of the season, I will be referencing that line a lot. But we are not there yet to fool with it. So I just want to explain why it's there and what tool it'll be for the winter. All right, that begins to pinch-away, and we begin to moderate as we into next week. I think we have a chance to get into the 60s again. It may take a few days to get there. But this model ends at a point where you can't see is another system. It's going to roll off the Rockies here, and it's going to dive down quickly into areas of the Midwest, likely giving with it a band of showers with it, and decent shot of cold air for that next weekend of the 8th and 9th. Temperatures do look to drop with that one. And I'll leave it at there for now on that. All right, let me show you the 10-day. Oh, wait a minute. No, let's not do that. Hold on one second. Where did that come from? Oh, I forgot to load in the matrix. Oh boy, is camera gonna kill me? Camera's gonna kill me. That's all right. I will load in the matrix tomorrow. I thought I did the transfer, but it's been a busy morning, so I'm sure that I hit the wrong button because that's usually what happens. So the matrix is a little interesting, but that also means you got to tune in another day, right? You got to tune in another day. Promise I didn't do it on purpose. But you got a lot of stuff today, right? We got a lot, and we'll flash back up, by the way, an image right now from Melissa before we're done. So let me bring up the 10-day real fast, and then we'll wrap this up. Let's start with that. Coming in, there we go. 10 days up. You can see 50s today, 40s tomorrow with the chilly rain, wind chill times in the 30s. Yuck, 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 yuck. Good pot of chili day. Plan your recipes accordingly. If they're really good, send them to me on my email, brian.good@wave3.com. And if we get into Halloween, looking good. I still need to see your Halloween costumes, by the way, for your pets, for you. Right out to Halloween, go to the Wave Weather app, send them on the good photos section, good photo of the day, and you may see yours coming up at 3 o'clock. So very important to submit them that way on the app, though, so I can see them. Don't forget, too, to set your clocks back 1 hour. I'm going to say that every day this week. And then next week, of course, we'll work on a little bit more. But it does at least look a little decent. All right, no big systems. I think it's to the very, very end of the week. All right, quick look before I go. Again, this is into Jamaica, the different feeds that are out right now in that area. And you can see the waves kicking up, some of them coming onshore already, as the eye is just right there bearing down on Black River on the western side there of Jamaica. Got a feeling this is going to look really different and pretty wild here in the coming hours. But just stay tuned with us. I'm sure NBC is going to have a lot of coverage as well. And we'll have some of the latest video coming up today at 11 a.m. on the blog itself. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I appreciate it. I will catch you guys coming up on the flip side at 11 a.m. Take care, everyone.